everyone? It is Nathan Payne. I'm here with my main guy. What's up, Nathan Valley?
Yo, my man, what's happening?
Dude, it has been a long day, and I think everyone has felt the drainage of working hard, and it's just the tank is getting empty. But we don't stop, bro, because we're gonna come to you guys. We're gonna drop some massive value right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna show you how to comp a property using Privy, because there's nothing worse than making the wrong offer on a property and getting it accepted, and then having to like go back and be like, hey, I offered you a little too much, or offering too low and them like never talking to you again and ghosting you. So that's what we're going to go over today.
Yeah, guys, and a lot of times, like when you go to offer on a property, a lot of times you're like, oh, why am I so far away on price? Like, how do I negotiate them lower? How do I do that? Guys, you might be comping it wrong, right? That could be the issue. It might not be negotiating. You might not need it cheaper. You might just need to be more effective with how you're comping the property. Because comping is such an important tool, as far as, a make or break to your success, if you get the deal or if you don't do the deal. So that's what we're going to go over.
Now, right. as Nathan's bringing it up, I want to tell everyone the really cool thing about Privy is it actually tells you a lot of the time what other investors purchase the property for. So you don't even need to like really go that deep into the comps. You can just say, hey, this guy bought this property for 100,000. The seller's wanting 170, and theirs is a similar condition as the person that bought it a couple months ago. That's probably where that buyer needs to be. Let me give that buyer a call. So that's what we're going to go over today. Nathan has a property he was looking at earlier today. And last thing I'm going to say, guys, we're not going live for very long. We try to make these short and quick so you guys can just watch this and apply what we're talking about. Leave us a comment right now wherever you're watching this in any of the groups that we're streaming in, and just tell us where you're coming from, because to us it matters, and we do these for you to learn and listen. So let's dive right in.
Now, guys, so first thing here is I'm in my email. Why? Because with Privy, you can set up your filters so that Privy sends you all the deals that meet your exact criteria. So I always use Privy in kind of in that manner. Saves you so much time. You don't need to look through 500 listings. Privy will do all that hard work for you and just let you know, hey, look at these 2 or 3 that are new today that meet your criteria. So this is one that popped up, and I called it today. And so I took a look at it, and 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,400 square feet, love it. I called the agent, have a conversation. It just listed today, and we talked about the price. We talked about the house. The house, I don't know what was going on. I know there like all the information was here earlier. I don't know if it's because the agent might be updating the info, but yeah, this normally is not third-party data.
So, but Nate, just so I understand for everybody.
So this property.
Oh, I was. Can you hear me?
What's that?
I was just gonna say, just for everybody.
Yeah,
so you set these. Okay, you set these filters, and now this got emailed to you, and you made a call today, the day that it got listed.
The day it got listed.
Wow, good job.
And the way the conversation went was probably how a lot of you guys would imagine, or how a lot of your conversations are going. She's like, oh my gosh, my phone's been blowing up all day. A lot of people are interested, blah, blah, blah. Great. Still had our conversation. Used one of my favorite lines. Hey, you've got a bunch of other cash offers. Where would I need to be at to be competitive? Boom. She tells me, she's like, you would need to be at asking price. I say, okay, got it. So even if I was $10,000 under asking price when I crunch my numbers, that wouldn't be a good fit. And she's like, you are correct, because the other cash offer is already higher than that. So, okay, I really know that she needs me to be at list price or higher. So let's comp it. There we go. All right, so I'm going to click on comps. Boom. Guys, this is by far my favorite comping tool, by the way. And for comping is an art, not a science. Can't stress that enough. If you guys are comping properties and you're trying to use an exact formula, you're going to have a really hard time. It's not that clear cut. It's not that simple. So it's a little bit of an art to where we're going to look at, a number of different things, and we're trying to build a story. We're trying to build a case, an argument as to, hey, we think it's this price. or we think it would sell for this price. Here's all the evidence to support that. All right, so what I like to do is I like to go into settings. I selected all. I want to see all the comps in the area. And then the way I personally like to comp is I want to look at what is closest. There's a lot of properties here. There's a lot of stuff here. The best comps are going to be, hey, what's right next door? What's right across the street? If I can find a similar property that's right next door, right across the street, that's going to be the best one that I want to use. So my property's right here. So I'm going to click and look at this one. So this is a 3-bed, 1-bath. It's 1,100 square feet. So it's a little bit smaller. It's got one less bathroom, built 1953, same year built as mine. And the other big thing is I'm going to look at this picture. Hey, does this house look like the same style, the same layout as my house? Boom. Yeah, very similar, right? The only difference, they have an enclosed garage. We have a carport. So what do I do? Let me go back. So that is not quite exact, right? Not a perfect exact, but that is pretty similar. I'm going to want to take a closer look at this one. Now, the other thing that I love, when we click on it,
I love what you're about to say.
These pictures, it looks good. It looks clean. What we're looking for is I want to see is, does this look like a property that was flipped? And so, boom, previous sale. Let's see. Now, someone bought it in 2019 and then sold it a couple years later. So probably not a fix and flip, or else it was a really long project. But not bad. The other thing is this isn't like, it's nice, it's clean, but this isn't a full update. So I would not use this as my ARV, as I would hope not, since this is pretty much what my property is listed for. So let's keep looking. All right, so what else do we have around here? Now, the other thing is, you got to be careful when crossing major highways. Ideally, you want to avoid that if possible. You want to try to stay within the same neighborhood. So, I'm going to look at something like this neighborhood right here. I want to try to find something. This is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's a bit smaller. It sold for $360. Now, even though these aren't comps, these aren't like exact comps, this one for $362 is pretty close. This one for $360, this is only a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 900 square feet, pretty small. But what is something good to know? Again, we're building a case, we're building an argument. At least from looking at these two properties, I would say, okay, if this one sold for $362 and this one sold for $360, and this is only a 2-bedroom, take a quick peek at the pictures. I'm starting to get a feel for where's the bottom of this neighborhood, right? Okay, this looks like it might have been, oh no, that was bought a long time ago. And again, when we take a look at this, it's very nice. It's nice, it's clean, but guys, like, this is nothing special, right? Which is good. This is a very mediocre, nothing special, not a crazy rehab. These aren't granite countertops, right? So 360 is, from what I'm looking at right now, okay, that's probably going to be like the low end. So I want to find out what is, as a wholesaler, I am always trying to push what is the highest dollar amount that this property could sell for. And that's the argument that I want to try to make to my cash buyers. So let's see. Let's look at the 615. Now this is nice. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1956, 1,800 square feet. I'm going to look at this. Why? It's got more bedrooms. It's got more bathrooms. It's got more square footage, but it's only 3 years newer. So what I want to see is, did somebody purchase this home and put like an addition? Did they add, or do they do a rehab that allowed them to add square footage and an extra bed and an extra bath? So this was not a fix and flip. Most likely it wasn't, right? We can see here that it was last bought in 2016. And if we look at these photos, I mean, this thing's nice, right? Like this is, you know, nice, nice.
Yeah, that's super nice.
But a good thing to keep in mind is this is still a 1956. And this did sell for 615. So even though this is not a comp, it's definitely bigger than my property. Now it's only got a one-car garage, but it's definitely got more bedrooms. It's definitely got more bathrooms. As of right now, it definitely has more square footage. But I'm getting a feel for this neighborhood's threshold. Okay, like 360 is probably at the bottom, and 600, 615 is that's definitely at the top end. So I'm starting to get a range, and now I'm trying to find, hey, where is my exact property gonna end up? So let me zoom out a little bit more. Now,
Check out
the
that
other thing you
active.
can do is
Check out the
boom,
active
go
too.
right down to here. This,
I'm delayed, I guess.
yeah, let's take a look. So we've got ours is listed for 369. We've got one here for 1.3 million. Probably not going to be a comp. Right, we've got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It was built in 1940, and this thing is active at 440. And again, guys, why are we looking at actives? These aren't necessarily comps, right? They're not sold, but again, it gives you a good idea as to, hey, what are other things listed for? How does my property compare to kind of what else is out there on the market? All right, let's go back to solds. Now, what I like to do is I like to go by year built. Let's see. And I like to look for stuff built in the same or very similar year. I've always found that to be almost the quickest way to find what I'm looking for. So this property, let's take a look. Stanley Street, 3.2, 1,500 square feet, 1950. It's got a 1-car garage. All
Looks
right,
good.
nothing crazy, nothing too crazy. Now, what are some things I'm looking for? I'm looking for, is there, an in-ground enclosed pool in the backyard? When you find similar properties and it looks like it sold for a significantly higher price, if it feels like it's not right, or like, hey, what's going on here? You're probably right. So try to find, hey, like, what's going on here? Why did this sell for so much higher than the rest of them? And what did that property sell that I was looking at? That sold for 563. So I'm thinking ARV could, and where was this one located? So this is over here, and I think ours was, where was this one in relation to our property? Where was Stanley? Oh, was Stanley down here?
That's a good question.
I'm trying to find the highlight.
So many comps, so many comps
So
that it's hard to see.
So let's go back down here. I'm gonna go and zoom in and look some more. 361. This is a 3.2, 1949. And again, this is not rehabbed. Right? This is old. This needs some updating, some love, some work. And like this isn't nearly as nice as ours. So that's good. So I definitely think ours is worth more than 360. That I think for sure. Let's go back and look at some of these other ones. I want to stay in this neighborhood. What this one is a 3.3 1955. So it's got a 2-car. Probably don't like this one as a comp, just because it's got a 2-car garage. And it looks, but look at this. Okay, boom. I like this a lot. Last sold February 2023. It's 4 months ago. and it was sold 2 months later. What does that tell you? It's a flip. Privy's got that before and after button, which is honestly one of my favorite tools. This is exactly what you guys are looking for. And Benson at Privy, what I love so much is they really hammer down on after repair value. We throw around the term ARV, but the true term, the true meaning of after repair value is it is a property that was bought, repaired, and then sold. So ideally, that's what we are looking for to get our ARV. So this is what we're looking for, this right here. So this property, oh man, look at this thing, right? And you can see here, overgrown, definitely needed some work, needed some love. Yeah, they did a nice job. This is a flip, guys. Money. And then I love, they put it right down here. They bought it for $275. Sold it for $430. Now, what would I do? Now, here's the thing with comps. I still don't need to know to the penny what my ARV is. Now, this property, I like this a lot as my comp. Without even looking any further, this is probably what I would use as a comp. Reason being, this was a flip that was just recently done, 2 months ago. This was sold 2 months ago. The guy flipped it in 2 months. He sold it for $430. It's a similar year, right? It's very close in year. Yes, it's got an extra bathroom, but they might have added that. Sometimes they have that down here. Boom, look at that, guys. They added an extra bathroom. I love that Privy does that too. It'll tell you they took it from a 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom. And it's got a two-car garage. Now ours has 1 carport. They could make that into a garage. You know, definitely stuff to keep in mind. And then I'm also just taking a quick look. Is there any other really big things? You know, and again, for Florida, you know, my market, if there's a pool, that's a big difference, right? But no big pool, no like, you know, massive differences. So he sold this for $430. I don't think my ARV would quite come up to $430 for this house, but I'll tell you what I could do is I would call this guy up. I would go down here to public records, property history. And then let's see, the seller. I would look up this LLC, right? It's the buyer here that flipped it. I would look up this LLC and I would call them. And if I couldn't look up the LLC's number, then I would call the agent that handled the transaction. And I would say, hey, I saw the flip that you did on Prim Drive. Looked like it came out really, really nice. You know, looked amazing. You know, that was a great flip. And I'd say, hey, I'm working a deal right around the corner in the same neighborhood from that one. You know, are you still looking to do more flips? And he's going to be like, yeah. And I'm going to say, okay, cool. I was like, hey, I noticed yours has a 2-car garage. Look, I'm still working the deal. I think I can get it at a price that would make sense for you. You know, right now for that neighborhood, it looks like things are going really well. What are you thinking the ARV would be for a house like that, right? And I could describe the one that I'm working. Or I could say, hey, if your house, hey, I'm working a deal like yours. The only difference is it doesn't have the 2-car garage. It just has a carport. You know, I think you could probably still get it, but would you still think you could get around 415 for it? You know, between 400, 415, right? And I'm going to let him tell me the ARV, right? And I'm going to use his information. Now, there's ways to go about it because obviously the buyer's trying to get the best price that he can for himself. But the buyer, guys, you can leverage that relationship, leverage his expertise to let you know what he's looking at and what's a good fit for him, the person that you're going to want to sell it to. And at the same time, you can figure out what he's going to pay, right? You can figure out what price point he's willing to buy at, what's his buy criteria, and you've got another really, really good buyer added to your list. So that's pretty much where I would put it at. For comping, I would say mine is probably right around 400. You know, I would.
What did he buy it for? Can you see?
He bought it for 275.
Good. See, that's
Now,
probably
guys,
that's probably where you need to be.
yeah, no, exactly. And that's a really, really good point is, guys, when you can look at what are flippers buying stuff for in the neighborhood, he bought this one for 275. Now you might think, oh, he sold it for 430. He made a killing. Don't assume, guys, that they made a kill. Who knows? He could have lost the shirt off his back on this deal, right? There might be a big spread, but that there might have been a lot of expenses that we don't know about.
Exactly.
Now, my guess is he probably made out pretty decent on this one. And just because he bought this for 275 doesn't mean he wouldn't have been willing to pay more, but it gives you a really good idea of, hey, do I think I'm in the ballpark?
Love it.
Well,
hey, bro, I think you provided massive value right here for all the people that are watching this. We got Tim saying, "What's good?" Tim from LA. We got Gaetano, sup Nathans. We got one guy said, "You comp off market properties of Privy." Of course. Sorry we weren't able to run your comp, Jay Quavato. We do this every week on on Tuesday at this time. So you guys definitely come in. We'll comp some next time. George, thanks for coming. Alfie, Letitia. Hey, you want to try saying that? What is that? Letitia?
I think it's Letitia.
Oh, well, I thought
or we're both totally wrong.
Letitia. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, hey, everybody that's was able here to attend. Look, you could spend hours looking at comps. The most important thing is calling, making that connection with the agent, making the offer, not offending them with a lowball offer and just calling them and being like, hey, I'll offer you this. And then you think you're done. No, you're trying to develop relationships. Every time you get on the phone to try to develop a relationship, that's it. So Nathan, thank you again for diving in. I think everybody's loving it. Oh, I think we said it right.
I got it.
Wait, which one got it right? Was it me or you? I guess we'll find out next week. All right, Nate, do you have anything you want to say before we sign off?
Man, that's it. All I can say, guys, is don't spend a ton of time worrying about comping. That's kind of one of the big fatal mistakes is we see people spend so much time comping, and even just running through it there, you saw it can really take time, and I didn't even fully comp it. I would only comp it right when I'm about to make a firm offer. But again, guys, talk to the agent, talk to your buyer. They'll let you know exactly where you need to be at.
Yes, sir. Hey, she said Nathan got it right. Well, hey, we're actually both named Nathan. I'm Nathan Payne. This is Nathan Valley. So we still don't know who got your name right. And we got Fly. We got Fly Boy, not boy. Dang, I have one I'm working on. I need help with the comp. So, hey, we're about to bounce out of here, but we love to talk about Privy. And tomorrow, I'm actually going to be doing another call exclusive in our Facebook group. It's called the Painless Wholesaling Group. And if you're interested, you can definitely hop on. If you come on the call, I'll be doing it 9:00 tomorrow. Hop on there, and I think I'd definitely be willing to help you out and comp your things just to show you guys where it is. It's just type in Painless Wholesaling Group. We love, like I said, shout out to Privy. We love to talk about it, love to show you guys. So Fly Boy, see you tomorrow if you can make it, 9:00 Mountain Standard Time. And Nathan Valley did get it right.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah. And Flyboy says, oh, I'm in that group. All right. Well, we better see you tomorrow, Flyboy. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Later, guys.